Hello everyone, it's me Varus, and in this video I'm going to give you a full update on the tropics, especially on the Eastern Pacific as it's very active, a look at what's currently going on in the world, and mostly tropical related weather forecast for today. So let's get right into it. So starting off with our surface analysis map, actually, I've only started off with it a couple times, but the reason I'm starting off the video with it today is because here, let's zoom back in. We've had this really big cold front that has dropped through the entire 2/3 of the U.S. and is causing very pleasant temperatures right now. It will spark some severe weather along the southeastern coasts and pop-up storms, and even possibly over here in Texas. But I mean, when I mean it's a beautiful front, it truly is. I mean, let's go over here, and we're getting into like mid-morning into the noon hours. We have upper 30s still in northern Wisconsin and areas of the UP of Michigan, and even into the northeast. In upstate New York, we're having upper 40s and 50s, which is just beautiful. 46 over here near Buffalo. And it's just very beautiful. Okay. Earlier this morning, we actually had a couple temperatures near freezing in these same areas. But base point is it's very nice, and I mean, even if we go all the way down south, we still have upper 60s, mid 60s, a couple of 50s if you really look. Especially up here, reflecting this cold front. And that's really good, and this will eventually continue to sag south and maybe even cross fully over Florida, but it is kind of weakening right now for there. But again, we do have a low pressure system kind of right here. It's pretty weak, but this will spark some severe storms over the Carolinas and Georgia coastline. Taking another look, we also have a cold front over here, up here in Montana and Idaho. This will also spark some severe weather. We have a slight risk up for these areas, so just keep in mind that we'll also have a chance of some severe weather over there too. And then we have a warm front actually over kind of right here. We have a low right here, bringing warmer air over here and pushing relatively eastward. But the main story is that we actually just have a ridge over here in the west. We have a ridge right here, and then a very nice big trough for the east and central U.S. And this is going to stick around into next week, before finally starting to moderate a little bit. Severe weather, I don't have that tab pulled up, but that's because it's relatively simple. We're mainly just gonna have a severe threat, like a slight risk over here in the Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, just that general region, and then marginal risks spread it out anywhere else. Go check that out at Storm Prediction Center online. Alright, so now let's get into the tropics. National Hurricane Center, starting out with the Atlantic. We have post-tropical storm Ernesto up here, which has become a post-tropical storm 45 minutes ago. It's been extra tropical, so it's been losing its tropical characteristics as it gets into colder waters and less favorable environments. It is a 70-mile-per-hour storm right now, and right now it's moving really fast. I mean, it's just jetting its way, 37 miles per hour, northeast, almost east-northeast. Could it impact over here in the UK? It could, but right now it's probably just gonna get absorbed by some trough and head out. But it's just zooming off as an extratropical storm, so nothing to really worry about with Ernesto. Now, taking a look at the 7-day graphical outlook, we don't really have anything. Now, I do have some ensembles pulled up that does show some support for something forming. I'll show you guys that in a bit. But as of the National Hurricane Center, nothing really. Let's get into the Eastern Pacific, and we actually do have Tropical Storm Gilma. It's been dealing with some strong shear, however, it is still fighting its way and is expected to become a hurricane by 5 p.m. tomorrow in the evening or afternoonish, whatever you want to call 5 p.m. I personally call it the evening, but yeah. It's going to become a hurricane by tomorrow evening, and then it'll eventually become a tropical storm by Sunday morning as it weakens. No real threats to land expected with this storm. And then taking a look at two other little areas. We have disturbance 2 right here, 0% forecasted development in the next 48 hours, 40% in the next 7 days. So this might have some slow conducive development, but nothing really expected to develop anytime soon. And then over here, disturbance 1, 48 hours is 80%, 7 days 80%. So this has a relatively high chance of becoming at least a depression. So we'll watch this in the coming days. And then going into the Central Pacific, let's see right over here. This is relatively, I think, the same storm actually. Yeah, it is. And this could actually threaten Hawaii, okay? Some ensemble members bring it north and bring it towards Hawaii. Some mainly keep it a little south and just scrub it. Some keep it right in the middle and kind of just landfall, or it's really close and brushes Hawaii. So we'll have to watch that watch out for Hawaii with this little system over here. Getting into our ensembles now. Starting off with the Atlantic, I just went the full 240 hours out. This is the European ensembles. And you see some support for something forming in the MDR. But right now it looks pretty quiet. Now we do have a small signal, kind of almost two signals. One stronger signal back here and a very weak signal over here. Relatively speaking, possible threats are to watch out for in the coming days. But right now it's remaining pretty quiet. And then getting into the Eastern Pacific, this is where our activity is really focused on right now. So over here, we have our first system. This could definitely develop and really could actually head north of Hawaii, thankfully. But does look like it will develop into at least a tropical storm, if not a hurricane. And then actually our disturbance way out here, that is the 80%. I'm pretty sure this actually does kind of stay just south of Hawaii, right over here, but a couple members do bring it into the main island. So, yeah, right here is the main island, right here. And so it brings it very close. So it's going to be some near misses or landfalls on Hawaii with a couple of systems that we'll have to watch. But luckily, it doesn't look like anything too strong. Mainly there's tropical storms, which you guys have dealt with. Now, to end off the video, I want to talk about peak season. Now, people are saying, oh, hurricane season's over, blah, blah, blah. It's not, okay? We're right now in August 20th, and there's a perfect bench line right here. We're right here, okay? Here, let's highlight it with blue. Might look a little better. We're right here. We're not even at the peak. We're not expected to be at the peak until September 10th. Okay, September 10th is the peak of hurricane season. And then it usually just starts to die down with a couple of other small little local peaks. Now, so it's going to continue to ramp up and pretty rapidly. So anything that pops up could really become a problem getting into early to mid-September. So we're going to keep watching this. Hurricane season really dies down by November, December. Late November, late November. But until then, we have hurricane season, and it's something we're going to have to watch out for. So please take it seriously and keep an eye out on the National Hurricane Center for latest updates on any tropical systems. So there you have it. There's your tropical update, your little analysis on the surface of the U.S. right now. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.